After a few lackluster episodes of It, Welcome to Derry, and I'm being kind when I say lackluster, I found episode 5 to be very entertaining, quite enjoyable, and we finally had Bill Skarsgård back as Pennywise, so there was definitely some forward momentum coming into episode 6. That's what I thought. We had a good run. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same about episode 6. I'm going to talk about it in a spoiler-filled reaction, I suppose. Listen, I don't really feel like going through the entire episode and telling you exactly what happens and when. Instead, I'm going to treat this as more as just my first initial impressions after seeing the episode, and I guess I'll find out in the comments whether or not you agree with me. Let's begin. So my audio on Adam Does Movies has always been mediocre at best. Right now I'm just pulling right off the phone, but that's to showcase the difference you're gonna hear in just a second when I plug in some of these new bad boys. Courtesy of Wave Distro and Sweetwater, I went to them, tears in my eyes, and said, please help me with my pathetic audio setup. And you know what? They sure did by sending me the Shure SM7B mic. This bad boy is gonna put out some beautiful notes from yours truly. On top of that, I got the Scarlett Solo preamp to really fine tune all the delicate nuance in my voice, or something to that effect. All right, let's test this bad boy out. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm told this is a very easy setup. Let's find out. All right, here we are. The mic is set up, the preamp is installed, everything's in place. Listen to how much richer the audio is here. The disgusting echo is eliminated. Everything just sounds crisp and clean. Once again, massive thank you to Wave Distro for hooking me up and Sweetwater for this awesome microphone. Definitely check out Wave Distro if you are looking for new audio equipment. They will get you in the right package, guaranteed. They did not let me down. I'm very happy with the results, and I can't wait to make more videos. Last episode, shit got real when the Losers Club 2.0 went down into the sewers along with the armies. I mean, they weren't together, they were in separate tunnels, but they were equally scared shitless. Things got so heated down there, Leroy almost killed his son, instead just shooting some nameless soldier. Oh, thank God. Now, we deal with the fallout in this episode. I was hoping things would continue at that pace, but no, we're gonna pull back. We're gonna get real slow again and real kind of boring. I found myself nodding off several times during this episode. The intro was nice. It's in black and white. It's set in the 30s, and we get to see a younger Ingrid and some random girl going to pay a visit to Pennywise. I knew that bitch couldn't be trusted. All these years later, she's still hanging on to that moment because, and we're going to get to a huge reveal about halfway through the episode, drum roll please, her father is Pennywise. Not the Pennywise. Her father's most likely dead. In her mind, she still thinks he's somewhere in the sewers, and if she can just see him again in clown demon form, maybe she can get led to her real father or something. Honestly, I don't know. This bitch is just crazy. I don't know what her end game is here, but some of the plot in this episode, the big reveals, are incredibly stupid, in my humblest of opinion. Because what's going to happen is Lily's going to bike her ass back over to her friend Ingrid's house. Ingrid's not home, or she doesn't think so. And so she does what all children do. Traipse into the home, wander around, go up into the attic, and start flipping through a family photo album. What? And this is where she's gonna find out a gentleman who looks an awful lot like that clown she saw one time in the sewers when she couldn't see shit. I mean, Ingrid does show up and eventually confirm everything, but yeah, it turns out Pennywise was not the one stalking the kids in the cemetery and outside Will's home. That was her. She dressed up in clown attire, and she was the one keeping an eye on these kids in the hopes that she would get a glimpse out of her papa again. I found this to be, quite frankly, kind of dumb. There is only one horror element in this episode, and it's wrapped around the storyline with Ingrid, and that's the continuation of that black and white intro where we see Pennywise run after Ingrid and that little girl. She gets trapped on the other side of a door, so Pennywise gets a nice fresh meal. I don't want to beat a dead clown, but I'm really getting annoyed with the fact that Bill Skarsgård is attached to this. But clearly, he was on set for just a few hours in front of a green screen. Every time we've seen him, he's had so little dialogue, and he rarely even looks real. Most of the time, he looks CG. I understand Pennywise is just one form of the sheer endless variety that it can take form in. I don't give a shit. I'm here to watch the damn clown. That's what's popular. That's why people are drawn to the property. No one wants to see the stupid ass spider or another Pickle Rick thing. I just want to see the fucking clown. And again here, he's barely present. Instead, we're going to spend more time on the racist aspect of Derry, which is like 50% of this show so far. And we're going to head back to the juke joint. Remember an episode back or so, if you've been watching me, I mentioned how this reminded me of Sinners. You have the black club where they're doing the dance scene and they have their own space. That might be interesting if I didn't just see that done much better in Sinners. Fantastic film. Here, it just feels like an afterthought because they watched that movie and were like, oh, we could probably put that in our show. And so now we end kind of how Sinners does, sans vampires, where we have a mob of people in masks showing up to bust up shop. Because some of the local folk got a hot tip that Hank Grogan is hiding out inside. Hank Grogan's the guy that's been wrongfully accused of killing those kids in the first 2 episodes. Now he's on the run because the bus headed to Shawshank, yep, the Shawshank from the book and movie, somehow crashed and he got away, and this is where he's held up. This episode ends on the cliffhanger of the posse showing up in masks. Clearly something's gonna go down. The only other plot that gets some resolution finally is that of the patty melts, or the patty club, or whatever, the patty cakes, where Marge has finally woken up and said, you know what, I don't need to hang out with these dumb hoes. I'm gonna hang out with the quote-unquote losers, stand up for them, showcase my gross disfigured eye, and then just have a nice milk at the cafeteria. It was great character growth. I'm now Team Marge all the way through to the end. Unfortunately, I can't say I'm Team It Welcome to Derry anymore. After, again, those 2 first solid episodes, it appears they shot their load very early and they're just going off of fumes. The scares are almost non-existent anymore. Pennywise, where the fuck's Pennywise? He's nowhere to be found. Instead, we're following around a bunch of damaged characters that just quite frankly aren't very interesting. And I forgot to mention, Leroy smacks his kid Will across the face because he's also starting to get corrupted by whatever this town of Derry does to these people. Will takes off on his bike. That's a wound that hasn't been healed yet. Literally and figuratively speaking. And that's about it. I think I covered everything that there is to cover. Again, I did fall asleep for probably 5 minutes there towards the end, so I might have missed something of importance. I don't think so. There's just a lot of nothing happening most of the time. Let me know, though, what you thought of this episode. Are you a believer all the way through? You're really enjoying it? Or are you like me and this show just keeps kind of like giving you little things to be hopeful on and then completely drops the ball in the next episode? This whole reveal twist with Ingrid being the clown in some of these scenes, I really think it's just kind of dumb. But maybe you're on board. Let me know. No disrespect to you if you're enjoying it. I'm happy. I want to be there celebrating along with you. I really like the movies, mainly part 1. Part 2, fine. But let me know in the comments. Please, again, think of subbing to the show across those different platforms. And hopefully, I see you next time. Take care. Hey, thanks for watching the video and sticking around to the end. If you enjoy what I do here, maybe think of becoming a patron at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. It would be a perfect time to join too, because I'm having a 30% off Cyber Monday through wherever I decide to take it. Join right now and you get that awesome benefit like these folks over here. And again, if you strike while the iron's hot, the discount will be applied. All right, hopefully I see you next time. Take care.